So building a thriving global enterprise single-handedly is no small task. It takes vision, resilience, and strategic execution. This panel explores the journey of solo founders who scaled their businesses to 100 plus employees worldwide. Learn the key lessons, challenges, strategies behind transforming a one person vision into a global powerhouse. I would like to request the speakers of the evening. First, Ms. Shaira Kansal, Executive Director of Axiom Ventures. Please step on the stage. Mr. Ruchit Garg, Founder and CEO, Harvesting. Mr. Vijay Sandhu, Managing Director, Soft Elevations Private Limited. Our fourth speaker is not here. We'll have our fifth speaker, Mr. Jasminder Pal Singh, Saini, E-Government Foundation National GovTech Lead and Head Punjab State. So over to all of you. Thank you.
Hello. So starting a business is one thing, but turning it into a growing, thriving, and scalable organization is a completely different challenge. We've seen a lot of solo entrepreneurs who wear multiple hats from product development to sales and organization. But now, when you have to turn it into a scalable organization, you need to change your mindset, leadership, and even strategy. So now we have with us three very esteemed panelists who've successfully navigated this transition. And my first question to you, Mr. Vijay, is that how do you think, what was the time when you realized that now is the time that I want to transition from being a solo entrepreneur to having a very successful, thriving business organization?
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. So, when you say that, कि what's the turning point कि आपको एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से एक बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में ट्रांजिट करना है. In this context, I don't basically have a particular turning point for this, right? So there's, in my opinion, there's no turning point. This is a gradual process, right? As the things will come over, आपको उसी के अकॉर्डिंग मुझे लगता है कि आपको खुद को भी मोल्ड करना पड़ता है और आपको उस लेवल के डिसीजंस को लेना पड़ेगा. एंड व्हेन यू विल सी के जब आपके पास चीज़ें आ रही हैं और आपके पास ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आ रही हैं, तो आप उनको लेते हैं और आप धीरे धीरे करके उस चीज़ों के अकॉर्डिंग आप अपने आप को मोल्ड करते हैं और उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप काम करना स्टार्ट करते हैं. तो दिस इज़ समथिंग विच कम्स नेचुरली. फॉर मी देयर इज़ नो टर्निंग पॉइंट वेयर आई कैन से कि यहाँ पे एक ऐसा टर्निंग पॉइंट आया और वहाँ पे वी स्टार्टेड स्केलिंग, राइट? सो इट्स अ लॉन्ग जर्नी दैट यू हैव टू ट्रेवल, राइट? एंड और उसी के अकॉर्डिंग आपकी स्केलेबिलिटी जो है वो काम करती है. तो वो धीरे धीरे करके आगे आगे बढ़ती रहती है और टर्निंग पॉइंट्स बस जो आपके पास ग्रोथ अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ आती हैं वो सारे के सारे एक टर्निंग पॉइंट्स ही हैं जो आपको ग्रोथ में हेल्प करते हैं.
Very well said. And Richard sir, so what do you think, what was that stage when you started to streamline your operations a little bit more in a very...
As esteemed panelists said, right, there is no distinct moment when you say, oh, अभी हम बड़े हो गए हैं, अभी हमें दूसरी तरह से काम करना है. What happens is that, every time your team doubles, it's like a new company. So, and you don't realize it, and you only realize when you see gradually there are certain things which are not happening. Gradually, there's a lot of changes inside you which happens. Maybe that's, another separate question. But I think that's where the most important thing is, that you end up, when you are new or you have a smaller team, 5-6 person team, you are doing all of it yourself. From there, when you are 100% team, then you are reacting, working differently. And then from there, when like we have 9,000 people on the ground, village level entrepreneurs working with 13,000 villages, now it seems like nothing is in my control, right? But it is still in my control. So you have to think very differently from being able to, setting up the office hours, quote unquote, to now more and more focus turns into creating a culture, because that's the only way you would be able to scale at that place, because you want to sort of create mini use, hopefully better minis use, which can take your vision from 1 to 10 to 100 to 10,000 and beyond. Yeah.
So we know that Mr. Jasminder, he's representing a social sector organization, E-Government Foundation, and has worked with the government of Punjab in solving lot of societal challenges. So my question to you, sir, is that how do you think that how do you have integrated emerging technology in the government, and what is the impact?
Yeah, thank you. Though I happen to be one of the odd man out from the panel because I'm not one of an entrepreneur directly myself, but I have been part of the society where we catalyze the organizations to grow around, right? So had it been my experience from the government days or to the social sector that we are solving now, so there have been multiple instances in past where, for example, I will take this quote from my government days, wherein I will speak about Government of Punjab for that instance, where we established one of the Center of Emerging Technologies, which now has been looked forward by Government of India also, and they established 3 of the Center of Emerging Technologies, one at IIT Delhi for health, another at IIT Kanpur for sustainable cities, and the third one at IIT Ropar for agriculture. So Ropar, we had been very well working with Ropar over past many years. In terms of how the crop diversification can be done. So when we catalyzed this market at Punjab, we had at the STPA also, Ajay was there previously, so we worked together and we try to catalyze the ecosystem to have multiple organizations come across, because there are many use cases in government, if we talk about, which are to be catered through data analytics or by use of various models in governance, likes of healthcare. During my COVID days also, because I was leading the data for the state and coordinating, we were the first in the country to start the digitized solution towards the pandemic call. So, which was well recognized by Honorable Prime Minister also, because the then Chief Minister shared it with the Government of India during the Prime Minister and CM's meet, that our boys have done the thing and the platform can be taken. But yeah, government had its own decisions and they went ahead with Arogya Setu. But in healthcare, we have initiated a program where through the voice, through the cough sound, at that time we were taking it whether this is a COVID cough or not, but now in Punjab we are doing it whether this cough is a TB cough or a non-TB cough. So this is one of the use cases, but there are so many. We are doing data analytics with the Central Control Auditor General at the CAG at Government of India for all the taxpayers. So we are doing few AI models, how the GST defaults can be verified through AI. So those are few of the use cases. I will not be exposing a lot what government is doing, but yeah, there are a lot of opportunities out there for tech. And one important thing is in the urban governance also. So why I am sharing all those experiences, because then this is where the industry can grow around the city of Chandigarh. The GIS, drones. I wrote the drone policy for the state. So there are many use cases which can be explored. Thank you.
Wow. So I think, like you said, that कोई ऐसा turning point नहीं था, बस एक journey थी. So many solo founders usually struggle with delegating the work or letting go of the control. So what systems or processes did you make that helped you work on this efficiently?
So, see, delegating the work is something that when it's associated with when you're getting the growth opportunities, right? And you have to delegate your work and you have to let the control go. ये उस तरह से ही है जैसे अगर मैं बोलूँ कि आप अपना काम ये नहीं करेंगे तो आप ग्रोथ उस लेवल की नहीं कर पाएंगे जो आप सोच रहे हैं, राइट? क्योंकि आप सारा कंट्रोल जो है खुद के पास नहीं रख सकते. ऑल्दो जितने भी फाउंडर्स हैं या हम लोग जो सोलो स्केल करते हैं, दे लव टू कीप द कंट्रोल्स विद देम, राइट? उनको लगता है कि हाँ, हमें कंट्रोल अपने पास रखना चाहिए क्योंकि हम चीज़ों को बेटर वे में कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि ये हमारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, मैंने खड़ा किया है तो मुझसे बेटर नहीं कर सकता. बट द थिंग इज़ दिस मेंटालिटी कैन वर्क until you're working with a very small scale, right? But when you grow, then you'll have to bring people with your mindset, right? जो आपको लगता है कि आपकी तरह सोच रखते हैं, आपकी तरह सोच सकते हैं, तो आपको उन लोगों को लाकर अपना कंट्रोल जो है उनके हाथों में आपको धीरे धीरे करके देना होगा, ताकि वो लोग अपने ही डिपार्टमेंट्स को, अगर मैं एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की बात करूं तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है इट कैन बी रिप्रेजेंट एज अ कंट्री, राइट? हमारी कंट्री जो है ये एक कंट्री है और इस पे बहुत से स्टेट्स हैं, राइट? तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को भी अगर हम छोटे लेवल पे देखें तो वो भी एक बहुत छोटा सा कंट्री और उसके डिपार्टमेंट्स उसके स्टेट्स हो सकते हैं, राइट? तो एवरी स्टेट हैज़ अ चीफ मिनिस्टर, तो उसी के लिए उसी के तरह आपको डिपार्टमेंट्स में भी एक अपना एक लीडर रखना होगा जो कि आप जिस पे ट्रस्ट करें, और उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है आगे अपनी टीम को ग्रो करने की. यू जस्ट डेली बेसिस पे आप उनके साथ इंटरेक्ट करके कुछ अपडेट्स ले सकते हैं, लेकिन दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव टू डू व्हेन यू आर स्केलिंग. या, थैंक यू.
Right. Very, very rightly said. And how did your role evolve when you started scaling? So now you've started delegating the work. So what were the mindset shifts that you had?
So, so it takes a village to do anything meaningful. The biggest change is from personal, it becomes very impersonal, right? From 5-10 people you are meeting every day, maybe you are having lunch with them, you're able to share your emotions and work and everything. From there, when you have a very large organization, it becomes very impersonal. And what do we have to do? There are two things we focus. One is very qualitative aspect of it, and one is quantitative aspect of it. That qualitative aspect of it, we try to drive by defining a culture. And it's very, very hard to define. But we still try. All the organizations in the world, even the biggest, they are trying, right? So when we say culture hai, kya culture hai, we are trying to define it as crisply as we can with the examples, and we try to repeat it at whatever opportunity we may get. So that's a qualitative method. And then quantitative method, it becomes very numeric. Even when I was much younger and I was an employee, I would not understand कि वो इतने metrics क्यों पूछ रहे हैं, क्या कर रहे हैं. I am realizing now that because it is impersonal, only way to sort of assess the productivity of a team, large remote teams, is to look at numbers. So both qualitative and quantitative work we have to do, one through culture and one through defining metrics and monitoring them rigorously. Yeah.
Right. And what were the leadership skills that helped you while you were scaling? Like Sir said, qualitative and quantitative, you focus while making culture.
Leadership qualities
That basically you require while you're scaling.
for me or for my...
For you,
Alright.
but from your experience.
Right. So leadership qualities like आप जैसे जैसे आगे बढ़ते हैं, जैसे जैसे आगे आ रहे हैं, तो इट्स जो आपका माइंडसेट है, जो जिस पे आप काम कर रहे हैं, राइट, that you have to like give that to your people who's working under you, right? हो सकता है कि मेरी लीडरशिप क्वालिटीज़ जो हैं वो सारी की सारी उस वे में ना बैठे. लाइक आई वांट people to be focused, right? I want people to be productive, right? So there are different sort of leadership qualities that you have to like give to your department heads, जहाँ पे आपको उन अपना mindset जो है उन लोगों को hand over करना होता है, right? तो मुझे लगता है focus and like consistency is something that that's the best advice that you can give to your colleagues. Yeah.
So Jasminder sir, like you were telling us about some very interesting initiatives. So in this social sector, how is e-governance supporting government initiatives like that, and how should our audience explore such initiatives?
So, as I said, we want multiple organizations to come across and work towards the building a livable society. So that's one another big initiative we have taken in our hands. And during the G20 presidency, if you recall, India was quite vocal about the DPIs and DPGs, which is the digital public goods and digital public infrastructure. So we are striving a lot with the government of India and even the governments across the globe, with the connect of the Global South initiatives. So we are taking ahead the various DPAs which are built in the country. For that, per se, the solutions like identity solution, the solutions for that per se, the UPI, DigiLocker, which has been developed by Government of India. So we are working very closely with NIC also for that per se. But within, if I talk about in our Tri-City, because most of the audience is local here,
Yes.
but you people have to grow and go global also. So there are many opportunities around building DPIs and DPGs. In Government of Punjab, we catalyze the government, and now we are coming up. Very soon, we will see the similar identity coming up in Government of Punjab also. Or there are opportunities like in healthcare, you can have the immunization programs which can be built. So many tools are available online, which can be downloaded from GitHub, because that's the core of building a DPI. It has to be open source, right? So instead of going towards course-based or license-based services, come with open source solutions. Many are already available. There are approximately 60 plus DPGs which are already accredited by DPG Alliance. You can go choose those. But otherwise, there are many solutions which government is exploring, because I have been working for almost more than a decade in government, so I am quite vocal again and again how we can assist, because that's the largest and it is the easiest way to reach to the citizens also, right? So services towards citizen-centric services. So in a particular building, let's say just building a health campaign management where immunization program is to be run, like we did in COVID. So just in a month time, we reached out to the 20 million residents of Punjab, right? In a similarly, if I take about 1.2 billion citizens across the country. So that's how quickly we can reach out to that big number. So that's how, if the citizen is focused in the center, how we can build solutions around it is something which we can explore.
Right. Okay, so my next question is to you. So while navigating these challenges, any financial challenges you had to overcome? What were your first, how did you overcome that?
What kind of financial challenges? A lot, right?
Yes,
So, I
of
mean,
course.
I don't know. So, finance could be a lot of things. It could be internal, it could be external. Is it about fundraising? Is it about.
Yes, fundraising also.
So-
Because when we think of scaling,
Right.
so this is one of the main thing that comes to everyone's mind. How would we navigate a financial challenge that would probably...
No, so again, I think it's a function of not the team growing, but the business growing. And when business grows, you have plethora of options. You know, I've done safe notes, convertible notes. I've bought companies, sold companies, equity round, debt round. There are a lot of these things, but I don't think it is a function of, oh, team is growing and then that means there's a financial challenge, right? It's a function of that, oh, the business requires money, and based on where the business is, what kind of financial equipment is right for this. For example, if you have a profitable line of business and you need a working capital, you can raise debt, you can raise convertible debt, you can raise safe note. But if you really want, large sum of money and product is not proven, then you can probably raise equity. Equity is the, just so that costliest debt you can get. So again, it's not necessarily a financial challenge, but yes, when business is growing, team is growing, depending on where your business is, if it is not making enough money to sustain, you'll have to raise funds, and what kind of funds you would raise depends on where in the life cycle you may be, how fast you want the money, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the challenge that you faced? Probably could be financial, or even HR is a big challenge for a lot of companies. I would say critical hiring is a must. So what were the challenges, and how did you navigate through them?
Like he said, फाइनेंशियल चैलेंज इज़ नॉट समथिंग जो फाइनेंशियल चैलेंज कोई एक ऐसा चैलेंज नहीं है जिसको मैं डिफ़ाइन कर सकूं दैट कि वी वर फेसिंग फाइनेंस चैलेंजेस और अभी फेस हो रहा है. अगर फाइनेंस चैलेंजेस फेस हो रहे होते तो मे बी शायद हम यहाँ ना बैठे होते. तो my point is कि financial is something that when you are growing, so it means finances are coming और आप grow कर रहे हैं, right? अगर फाइनेंस चैलेंजेस हैं तो आप एक जगह स्टक हो जाएंगे, राइट? और उसमें आप ग्रो नहीं कर पाएंगे. देन यूल हैव टू फिगर आउट द वे टू ब्रिंग मोर मनी टू स्केल, राइट? सो दिस इज़ लाइक डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू ईच अदर. इफ़ आई से अबाउट critical hiring, right, as you said that. So I think जब मैंने ये कंपनी फॉर्म करी थी तब मेरे पास सिर्फ 2 एम्प्लॉयज़ थे, राइट? आज से 2 साल पहले, राइट? और 2 साल पहले 2 एम्प्लॉयज़ थे और मेरा जो बहुत क्रिटिकल हायर था जो कि मैंने थोड़ा सा आउट ऑफ द बजट जाके किया था, दैट वाज HR, राइट? एंड यू वर राइट कि एक अच्छा HR ढूंढना is a bit difficult task, or HR is a person who closely works with you, right? Because he or she is the one who understands you, right? Understand the organization, and वो आपको बहुत help करता है आपको grow करने में. अगर आपके पास एक अच्छा HR नहीं है तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि आप हर चीज़ खुद से हैंडल कर पाते हैं, राइट? और डिपार्टमेंट्स भी बाद में खड़े होते हैं, पहले वो HR उनको लाएगा करने के लिए. पहले वो हायरिंग होगी, पहले HR की हायरिंग होती है, उसके बाद फिर आप सोचते हैं कि बाकी. अदरवाइज़ अगर आप विदाउट HR कोई लोगों को ला रहे हैं तो डेफिनेटली वो या तो आपके बहुत क्लोज लोग होंगे या फिर आपके फ्रेंड सर्कल में होंगे कि यार हम लोग कुछ कर रहे हैं आके हमारे साथ एसोसिएट हो, राइट? एंड फिर आप उसके बाद एक HR की तरफ देखेंगे कि हाँ अब हमें एक HR की ज़रूरत है जो हमें हायर करना पड़ेगा. तो आई थिंक दैट सॉफ्ट एलिवेशन growing at this level goes a big hands to HR department, and so yeah, so this is what I think that was the critical hire that you think.
Right.
So
Yes.
expanding from 2 people to more than 100 people, 120 people in past 2 years, it's because of the HR department only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I can add one point, I think scale and the finance thing, right? So only thing from the scale perspective, you could sort of say you have to give up the control, right? So initially maybe you are the one, releasing all the money.
Right.
Slowly you have to build the team and trust the team so that they
Yes.
take over,
The accounts
the accounts and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And believe me, it is very, very, very hard. Not that, you don't believe it. I mean, one, obviously, it takes a lot of time to build the trust.
Right.
And also, you are used to, for many, many, many years, to doing things yourself.
Right.
And then on top of it, then you have to build processes to sort of make sure that, it doesn't go wrong. Because imagine, somebody else transacting crores of money on your behalf, which probably he or she is not liable for, ultimately you are the promoter, and if anything goes wrong, it comes to you. So that's where the mindset needs to be changed, the processes needs to be changed. You have to find the people who you can trust with your hard-earned money. So that's a big thing. Yeah.
100%, yes. Okay, right. So I think my one question to all the panelists is, what would advice be the one advice that you give to all the early age founders? How can they scale? What is that one learning that you would like to share with them? So we can,
ऑलराइट लर्निंग अगर मुझे कुछ देना हो, या वैसे तो मतलब आई एम नॉट दैट अभी उस लेवल पे नहीं है कि आई स्टार्ट गिविंग लर्निंग्स, बट अगर मुझे देना है और अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से देना है तो आई वुड से कि जो आप आज कर रहे हैं उसी को आप कीजिए, राइट, जिसमें आप अच्छे हैं, एंड डेफिनेटली विल गेट समथिंग, उसी डायरेक्शन में आपको कुछ ना कुछ मिलता है। और क्योंकि अगर आप किसी और डायरेक्शन में जाएंगे, राइट, तो आपको वो चीज़ें फिर सीखनी पड़ेंगी और उस फील्ड के और कुछ महारथी होंगे, राइट। तो आप उसी फील्ड में रहिए, आप बहुत अच्छा नहीं करेंगे लेकिन आप अच्छा ज़रूर करेंगे उसमें।
बिल्कुल।
मुझे लगता है कि बहुत सारे लोग बहुत बड़ा नहीं सोच रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट द पीपल आई सी एंड मीट ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस हेयर इन दिस टाउन। तो सबसे पहले मेरा ये है कि बहुत बड़ा सोचो, और दूसरा ये है देन यू फोकस ऑन द कोर्स, अल्टीमेटली इट कम्स बैक टू यू। सो डोंट शॉर्ट चेंज पीपल, वर्क रियली हार्ड. I'm sure you will find people who do wrong things, but I'm sure you will find people who will do amazing thing, and hopefully you will find success with it. Thank you.
Yeah. So though I'm in process of building my own idea also in parallel while I'm working with the social. So but I have seen many startups around growing. So we gave many startups the opportunities also. So it is about to me it is about consistency. Definitely I concur with your point that you have to think big. That's another thing which we always tell to people, because while I was at the giving end, opportunity giving end side. So we always used to advise, because many young startups used to come to us and work with us. There was one fellow from he and the co-founder were passed out from John Hopkins, and they were running a GIS based startup called Drona Maps. So I'm just taking one of the example because that's on top of my mind right now. And they came to us during the COVID days, and we were also struggling to find one. And Hopkins was one the institute which was ahead during for the COVID pandemic. They had the research done well in time. So they helped us a lot to find the right hotspots in the state, and in turn they were because government is slow in paying the payments, right, that I accept, and everybody in the bureaucracy also accepts that, because we have our own processes. So it is about the consistency, how you grow, and we saw them growing right in front of us, because they were going consistently, right. They got into Vizag also. Then there was a pandemic at the Uttarakhand also, when the tunnel got flooded, so they went with the drones over there also. They were the first to fly drone in that tunnel at Uttarakhand. So consistency is something which should be kept in mind, and stay focused, have the right goal in front of you, and then success is nowhere far from you. Thank you.
right. So I think we can conclude this very engaging conversation.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the speakers, and the session was amazing. I'm sure a lot of us will concur on the fact that it is really, really very difficult to climb from those one employee to 100 plus employees. And I see a lot of my old friends who have started their own companies, and they are themselves at that point. So I hope the session was interesting, and to confirm that, I can just hear the sound of your claps. Yeah, thank you. Please, ma'am. And now I would request Mr. Sajal to please felicitate all our speakers. While we are felicitating our speakers, can I have a huge round of applause? Thank you. Do we see that how we are all in that entrepreneurial spirit? Just the buzzing rooms, all the Chenab 1, 2, 3, 4, every room is full of entrepreneurs, startups, investors. That is the entrepreneurial spirit of Chandigarh. So let's have a huge round of applause for all of us.